Get your lunch. Brush your hair. Where is your backpack? You're going to need a jacket. How do you not know where your shoes are? Has this ever happened to you? If you're a parent, it probably happens every single day of your life. In this week's video, we're going to help you create a morning routine so that your kids can get out the door on time and you can keep your sanity. Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman and this is Dad University. Last week, we helped you establish a nighttime routine. This week, we're tackling the morning. Once your child starts school, it becomes essential that you get out of the house on time. And we often blame our children for us having to race to school. The reality is that if your young child is late for school, it's your fault. Certainly as they get a little bit older, they become responsible for themselves. However, we need to teach them how to establish a routine to be on time and consistent. Let's get started. Step number 1, take inventory. Write down all of the things your child needs to do prior to leaving the house. Get dressed, eat breakfast, brush your teeth, prepare your backpack, etc. Put all of the items in chronological order. That means put them in the order that they need to happen. Step number 2, establish the time they need to leave the house. Whether they walk to school or you drive them, make sure you're realistic on the amount of time it takes to get to school. Establish the time that doesn't require that you get a speeding ticket or that they have to sprint all the way to school. Step number 3, work backwards with realistic time slots. So for example, if you need to leave the house by 7:30, then they should have their backpack ready by 7:25. And maybe their hair and teeth are brushed by 7:20. You get the idea. Step number 4, establish the wake-up time. Now this step is very crucial as the wake-up time is the foundation for the rest of the morning schedule. If your child has trouble waking up, you might want to consider an earlier bedtime. If they need a little bit of extra time in the morning, then you need to account for that in the schedule. And finally, step number 5, make the schedule visible for everyone. You can use a whiteboard, you could print out copies and laminate them. You're just going to want to make sure that the schedule is in an area where everybody can see. I would suggest putting the schedule in a common area such as the kitchen, and then also putting a copy in your child's room or even the bathroom. I have made a sample morning schedule and will make it available for download in the description section. When the kids are just starting this, you may want to consider putting check boxes next to each activity. Small kids seem to enjoy checking each of the items off as they finish them. We want to make sure this works for you, so here are some additional tips to make your morning routine successful. Have your children take part in creating the schedule. Allow them to help establishing the times of the activities. Also, try to be on the same page with your spouse or co-parent. It's hard to get it to stick if only one person is doing the routine and the other is not. Another tip, instead of telling your kids what to do, ask them questions. So for example, what should we be doing after we eat breakfast? Or what time do you need to be dressed by? One of the mistakes I made was I continued to push the schedule forward. The problem with that is that they were not relying on themselves, they were relying on me to keep the schedule. It wasn't until I backed off that they were able to rely on themselves for the schedule and be successful at it. Remember in the beginning I said that if your child is late, it's your fault. It's ultimately our responsibility to teach our children how to establish a routine and be on time. We also have to make sure that we set a good example. You rushing out the door last minute or being late yourself does not help them establish a consistent routine. Well, that's it for today. But we want to know, what is it that you struggle with your morning routine? Put your questions and feedback in the comments section below and we'll be sure to respond. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends and family. We make new videos for you every week. We'll see you next time.